And we're back. Did you miss me? Of course you did. So we're doing a full-length shot today. Want to see my outfit because I have lost all 15 Corona pounds that I gained. Very proud of myself. Been doing Weight Watchers and, if you can believe it, low-impact cardio. It's amazing the things you can do to try to be skinny. And it's working. So I've lost those 15 pounds. So I'm exactly the same level of fat that I was when Corona started. So I wanted to see, because am I bragging? Yes, I am. It's really hard to lose weight when you're my age. 35 is a really difficult age to be. We've all know I'm not 35. Anyway, so Ben's going to now walk in closer because as we know how feed settles in a feed sack, and it's going to be unpretty when I sit down, so I'm going to sit down so I can read the next chapter. Because if you're with us, we are reading Almost Odis by me, Dusty Thompson. Get your copy on Amazon. If you're following along, we're starting on page 198. Well, for goodness sakes, lost my spot. Apparently I've lost my dexterity along with my stomach. The blog date is Sunday, September 23rd, 2012. What if Goldilocks was a redheaded dude? We celebrated the dad's 1-year anniversary in California with the purchase of a new recliner. He also celebrated with a bag of iced animal crackers he stole from my shelf in the pantry, and he thinks I don't know, but I do. This new recliner is leather because it is less prone to retaining smells, and subsequently, my monthly Febreze supply can be at least halved. This will free up significant cash reserves to be used for all manner of fun things like Suzy Cakes, salted caramel apple cupcakes, and thrift store sweaters as the fall season is upon us. Well, not so much us here in the sort of western central just south of Napa Valley part of California. But for the rest of you people who have to suffer through extreme weather outside of the 55 to 80 degree year-round range, apparently money can buy happiness. Or at least it can buy good weather. For example, today in Long Beach it's like 67 degrees. Go July. I'm not saying anyone out here in Silicon Valley used their significant brain power to harness the weather and make it as wonderful as it is. I'm simply mentioning the two Steves, Jobs and Wozniak, had to have spent their youth doing something besides playing three-dimensional chess, paintball, and inventing computers, if I am to believe the hobbies and interests portrayed by the nerdy geniuses on The Big Bang Theory. If Sheldon can build a CT scan in the wilds of Texas, one of the Steves could have also built a weather-controlling device at the behest of a golf-loving father. The unnervingly nice weather is one of the things which delights and confounds my father, who has spent all but 3 of his 71 years in locations where the presence of any moisture is heavy in the air in the form of humidity. The 1 3-month stretch he spent in California during the summer before my senior year in high school was as a welder in boron, which is reportedly as fun as you would imagine a town named after an element in that section of the periodic table would be. My niece Peyton once described humidity as, "I feel like I can grab a handful of it, Uncle Dusty." A wise 9-year-old indeed. We were in New Orleans and it was, I think, June or July, so you know how humid it was. The air is thick down there, and not just with the smell of urine and alcohol. No offense, New Orleans. As the dad has a shoulder injury from long ago, I was able to talk to him into getting a remote-controlled chair which will recline the back and lift the feet with the push of a button. As persnicketyness is apparently hereditary, he was adamant that he had to audition the chair prior to purchase. This required a sojourn to the Lazy Boy showroom in Santa Clara about 15 miles away. He is a lifelong customer of this merchant as they are the sole producer of what is known as the Big Boy recliner. To the uninitiated, that pretty much means a love seat with elevated leg supports. This recliner, while just a smidge smaller than his previous chair, is still wide enough to necessitate full-size sheets were one to outfit it properly for sleep, which is the activity most enjoyed in this particular piece of furniture, at least in my house. You can only imagine the circumstances that arose when he, not unlike a dog, felt the need to mark his territory by subsequently farting in each chair. He ambled his way around the showroom and sat in every chair, including those I knew he would never buy, like the ones with floral chintz or wooden legs. This was while he was still using his wound vac from his lower back surgery. Lower back. The vac is housed in a shoulder harness that looks like a teeny tiny messenger bag. He was very self-conscious about the bag when anyone of any level of brain power could see that there were tubes running from his man purse to his body and used it as a medical device. However, to ensure all and sundry he was macho, he very loudly stated he was not carrying a man purse. He was but a simple macho paratrooper forced to wear a contraption because of my ASS surgery. My face turned the color of my orange chinos, and I immediately took up with an Asian family standing nearby, convinced them I was an in-store designer, and helped them find the perfect sectional sofa. I get mistaken for a designer a lot. I get designer discounts a lot of times, not even asking for them. I always take them though. I've designed my house and my wardrobe. I'm a designer, y'all. I just don't have a platform. Except for apparently YouTube. Go try and dress like me. It's fabulous. He was looking forward to getting his chair that day, but it had to be a special ordered because he wanted one with an extra long leg rest for reasons known only to him. His inseam was 27 inches, but his patented way of sitting, a series of leg hikes, contortions, and scootings, and his need for 100% of his feet and shoes to be supported by the chair make it almost impossible to find the perfect chair. And the perfection of the chair is important because he spends all day and all night in this de facto bed. Lately, however, due to his increased pain from his back, he has been spending an inordinate amount of time in an actual bed. He has a hospital bed from the VA, but he says the mattress is too hard. I put an egg crate mattress topper, but he is adamant that it's still too hard, like an overweight Goldilocks, but with red hair, and yes, it is still red at age 71. He is forced, he says, to sleep in the guest bedroom, which is the most attractively decorated room in my home. When I first moved into this house, I chose this bedroom for a central location and because it became an Art Deco haven filled with my favorite furniture like a cream linen headboard and a mirrored dresser, nightstand, and lamp. The boldness of that purple accent wall is tempered by the pewter comforter, an occasional chair with pops of pink and lime green found in the wall art, throw pillows, and vases. It is an amazing room from which I was summarily roused on his first night by the brouhaha due to his and apparently Lulu's sleep apnea. I thought it was a monster, y'all. Thought an animal had gotten in my house. I now reside in the former guest bedroom, which, while it is well decorated with a leather-wrapped sleigh bed and a color scheme of coral, aqua, and off-white, it is not a room to make one feel fancy, which was one of the main purposes of the Art Deco world I attempted to create. If one cannot make up for childlessness with fabulous decor, what is the point of celibacy? I would have ridiculously fabulous children were I ever to find a woman brave and forgiving and fantastical enough, like say a former Miss America, to undertake a life filled with more pizzazz than is warranted outside of a theater. I am the physical manifestation of jazz hands, dear readers, and I'm aware that I'm a bit much at times. My father protests there's too much fancy in this house, but I think the interesting is he chose the best bedroom with little fanfare. I came home from work one day and there he lay like a dead sea lion, oddly placed in the housewares section of one of the better department stores. Don't look at me like that. Tractor Supply hats and suspenders do not scream Art Deco. What it does scream is, help me! A moot point to be sure. He looked so out of place I almost thought there had been an attempted burgle from a narcoleptic criminal. He has insisted the mattress, a pillow top from Serta, is too squishy, but it seems it is more than just right, as he has slept in the bed for the last 2 weeks on a blanket on top of the comforter, lest his old man smell ruin the ice pink 800 thread count sheets from the people who brought you the pyramids. What? I'm not being mean. It's not like the man sleeps in pajamas. He sleeps in the same clothes he wears all day. The only difference between his awake and going to Walmart outfit and his dozing sleeping outfit is the latter doesn't include the hat, glasses, or teeth, but does include the phone. It has fallen to me to break the into recliner, if you will. I spent most of Saturday afternoon watching a Big Bang Theory marathon while he slept away the effects of his medicines, and it was a revelation. You would imagine something so large would seemingly envelop you, and you would be right. It was so comfortable curled up in that chair, I chose to skip my snack as it was all the way in the other room, and my body said, seriously, dude, do not get up. Apparently my body's inner voice has assimilated to California speak much more quickly than the rest of me. With the level of comfort I was experiencing, I made the decision to watch the latest Doctor Who episode without the added delight of Snapple or garden salsa sun chips, my latest favorite things. When the dad chose The Stroke of Six, the start of said BBC sci-fi selection, to arise and request assistance with food, medicine, etc. No worries, I told myself, it will rerun at 9. You can already guess he arose again at the stroke of 9, demonstrating timing is everything. And the timing in the future shall be that of a move to the nursing home nearest Shreveport, Louisiana, and his sister, my Aunt Gladys. If he makes me miss another episode of one of the only 4 shows I watch in any given week. And we'll stop right there and we'll see you next time. Thanks.